recently I and Bhim Reddy, we've been meeting every day. Okay. And basically it is in Hindi, so I have not messaged anyone. Okay. And anyway, Ravindra, you have office, so I can't call you to join. So while discussing with him, I got this insight on what we can do, because he is having some issues, meaning he's not able to penetrate into Dhamma. And he is fully dedicated into it, and he is having some challenges. So I was thinking that the same challenge would be there with almost all of us. What do we do? So I was looking at why do we break sila? That was the question. Or rather, we force sila on ourselves. And the confusion here is that when we are a sotapanna, that sila bitta paramasa is not, means going through the rites and rituals are not. So on one side we are saying we require sila, another side we are saying that is not required. So it is confusing. So my question was, should we establish sila, or sila is automatic? And if it is automatic, then how can I deal with the world? So let's say I need to tell a lie for the company's sake, not for my sake, or not a real lie, but something to make it up. Is it okay? Then sometimes I have to say harsh speech to somebody, not because I want to really say harsh speech, but to somebody like that. So now what we should do, or what I should do, what I should not do. So that is the question. Now the answer, while I was talking to him, I got it, that there are 8 Lokiya Dhamma, which we know. But anyway, in the Mangala Sutta, there is a mention of this. Uttassa loka dhammehi chittam yasyana kampati asokam virajam khemam etam mangalam uttamam. So I got that. This anyway, Mangala Sutta is for a householder. It's not for those who have become recluse or a monk or whatever. So now, Puttassa loka dhammehi. So Putta means to touch. So when the loka dhamma touches, chittam yasyana kampati, that means shouldn't have any vibration, or kampana is actually vibration, means shaking. Mind gets shaken up. So what are these loka dhamma? So one is labha. Then if you have labha means profit, then there would be loss. So labha alabha, that means profit and loss. Then second one is yasha and ayasha, fame and defame. Third one is ninda prashamsa. Ninda means blame, prashamsa means appreciation. And sukha and dukkha. That means sukha means happiness and dukkha is unhappiness. So basically, just a second. Basically, we want the first 4, meaning we want the profit, we want the fame, we want appreciation, and we want happiness. So ultimately, we are finding happiness. You really see. That's what we are in search for. We are in search of happiness. Yes, Harry, go ahead.
Just a small question, because usually in Dhamma, the order always matters in the very end. It's a very, very technical how he puts it. But in this case, the Ninda Pasamsara are in a different order than the other two, different to our, first it's gain and not gain. And it's a good thing first, but the Ninda Pasamsara are reversed. So I was always wondering, why is it like that?
See, the thing is, he has done it that way. There's a basic reason. When there is fame, you're supposed to get an appreciation. When somebody is in fame, he expects appreciation. But in the meanwhile, he has to go through the blame as well. If you really see, that is how it works. So first I'm looking at profit, then I'm looking at getting a lot of fame and name for myself. So when the name and fame comes, blame also comes. But what I expect is more of appreciation for the name and fame I have got. Instead of name and fame, they give me blame. And that is what the Lokiya Dhamma is. Yes, the order is correct. So first we want profit, because profit leads to sukha, happiness. Then I go for the second one, fame. As much name and fame I get, so much is the happiness. But then I have to lead, or I have to take care, or I have to withstand the blame which comes with it. But I want appreciation. So I am having profit and fame for appreciation. And if something is not there, is the blame comes, immediately dukkha arises. So I want the four things, I don't want the four things. So all of the 10 immoral deeds I am doing is for these four. Actually, now I want to kill someone. What is killing? Killing need not be a physical killing. Even character assassination is a killing. Or forget that, even pinching myself, paining myself is himsa. Vihimsa. Knowing that it is going to be a problem for me, I still would like to do that. Okay, so that is again part of this. So, meaning panatipata. Pana is prana. Prana means the, can say it is life, but prana and pana in Sanskrit and English has a different connotation. Sorry, Sanskrit and Pali has a different connotation. There are 5 pranas. Okay. So Buddha is talking from that perspective. Panatipata. That means when we can call roughly as an energy, when the energy is going elsewhere, you are doing panatipata. Physically, you are getting associated with something which will necessarily give you pain. That is the depth of panatipata. But what we are taking is killing. And if you see 99% of us, we don't go and kill a human being unless somebody has gone mad, right? Otherwise, 99.99999% we are not killing any human being. We might be killing some animal to eat, but we are not killing humans unless somebody's mind is totally perverted. Other than that, means the first precept is completed there, right? But it is not true. It's how the senses are groping the consciousness is pana, is panatipata. All sabbe pana. See, he says sabbe sat, sabbe. Then it comes to sabbe pana, sabbe bhuta, like that. So why there is a distinction then between pana and satta? So anything that is having energy or life, and energy is there in all the 6 senses. So panatipata is creating violent reaction to oneself and others. So for the first immoral deed, panatipata, is because of profit. I find that item profitable. Then second one is that I feel I have a good name by doing that. Then the third one is I don't want flame but appreciation. Fourth one leads to happiness. Now, adinadana, same thing. I take an object because it's very profitable to me. Kameshu michachara, it's again profitable to me. Right? Musavada, Pisunavacha, Parusavacha, Sampapalapa, again profitable. If it was loss, why would I ever do it? So the abhijja, vyapada, michhaditi, the three from the mental, again same thing, it is profitable. That means what is loss, I am considering it a profitable, and what is profitable, I don't even know. So the lokuttara, if we were to call, and this is lokiya, worldly, and this is out of the world experience. If you were to take, lokiya is trying to make one and removing the other, which is sankhara. So I put lot of effort to make the one I like and remove the one I don't like. Lokuttara is not doing this and that, but being in the middle. Meaning transcending the Lokiya Dhamma will get you state of Nibbana. Because this is duality. If you seek profit, you'll get loss. If I were to hate loss, I should also hate profit, because as long as there is profit, there is going to be loss. So profit gives me raga and loss gives me dvesha. Yasha gives me raga, ayasha gives me dvesha. Prashamsa gives me raga, ninda gives me dvesha. Sukha gives me raga, dukha anyway gives me dvesha. So I like something and I don't like another thing. So the reason why my 10 immoral deeds are not gone is because of these lokiya dhamma. Puttassa loka dhammehi chittam yasyana kampati. The chitta, the mind doesn't shake, because they both really doesn't exist. Meaning the profit and loss is a mental construct, sankhar. It's not real. It's created. What I call as profit, somebody might call it as a loss. Right? That can happen. Let's say I have 1 million US dollars. I think I'm profitable. Another person might say that that's not profit, because you're not able to use it. You're not able to invest it. Immediately say, yeah, he's right. I'm not able to invest 1 million. What's the use? But I am having scare that if I invest 1 million, I require 5 million now. So somebody has to promise me that after 1 million, I'll give you 5 million. Then it is profitable. If it grows, it is profitable. What if it doesn't grow, it is not profitable? Now, what happens? As happened in 2016 in India, the government demonetized the currency. So let's say I had a lot of money, lot of cash. Now on that day, there is no value for that cash. No matter how much I had, it is as good as a bonfire. I can't go and give it to the bank. I can't use it. I can't do anything. Let's say, for example, I had 1 million US and the US federal government says that this dollar bill is no longer in use. What happens? Because it was created, it can be destroyed. If I really see the 10 immoral deeds are happening because of this, not because of anything else, it's happening because of this. So what if I understand the 10 what if I understand the 8 Dhamma in its real essence? So I found out while talking to Bhim Reddy that you can, or rather I can enter into Nibbana then and there, because I'm not taking this and that. So the chittam yasyana kampati, asokam virajam khemam. Asoka is no sorrow. Viraja is one who has swam, or one who is swimming and his head is out of water. Khema, secure. Etan mangalam uttamam. So it worked then and there. So I was telling that why don't we work out on these 8 Dhamma, so that as a lay follower or a lay life you can attain Nibbana. Don't have to struggle so much on Dhamma. Much is sufficient. Mangala Sutta, that particular one is sufficient. Uttassa loka dhammehi chittam yasya na kampati asokam virajam khemam itan mangalam. More than sufficient. And the next one, eta disani chatvana sabbantam aparajita sabbanta sotti gachanti tam etam mangalam uttamanti. So what it is that if somebody were to really follow it in a proper way, so he will be Nibbana. Just by knowing and understanding what one should do in the Lokiya, instead of working out on Lokuttara, you work on Lokiya Dhamma, so that the Lokuttara automatically happens. So this is what was the experience or finding. So I'm done with it. Are you're on mute if you're talking, otherwise I'm done. Oh, okay.
No, I'm not talking.
Okay. Any questions? So the first step is to understand the Lokiya Dhamma. Second step is to remove the immoral deeds. And the third one, Sati automatically happens. So when the Sati happens, Samadhi happens, Panya happens, all that. It's an automated process. So I don't have to struggle so much of implementing something. The more I try implementing, it doesn't work, because I'll forget. So I was saying that we make a note. Oh, today I told lies. Today I did this. Today that. Oh, yes, it's a good one to do. But why not go to the root of it? Why am I doing it? Because of this only I'm doing that. If I understand that Lokiya Dhamma has both the polarities, you have one and you have another one. So no point in holding on to it. So then it's gone. So then you don't have to necessarily work out on the sila. It happens automatically. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I think I was reading something, an article recently. It says, I think this Samma Sankappo is at the core of this whole practice, right?
Right.
But if Sankappo is not correct, if you do Sila, it becomes painful. It becomes, why I have to do this? And over time, you feel pain by it. But if the Sankappo is correct, when taking Sila, it becomes joyful.
Yeah. Samma Sankappo has 3. So that is Nekhamma Sankappo, Avihimsa Sankappo, Vyapada Sankappo. The Avihimsa Sankappo is the one, is there part of the Panati path. Because I don't consider paining myself is a hindrance. Any pain inflicted, bodily, mentally, verbally, is a pain. Because the Pana is going away. I need to be careful. Now, the question comes. Somebody doesn't understand except for harsh speech. Should you say harsh speech or not? Yes, you should, because that is Lokiya. But internally, you shouldn't have anything. Like the typical example, Ryu, when I had written one email to that person, right? It just, I didn't mean anything, but that is a language they would understand. Basically, I'm pained, but actually I'm not pained anything. If the book didn't come, nothing would have happened to me. But they have cleverly, what they have done, they have said it is delivered. So should you show your upset? Lokiya, not Lokuttara. Yes, you should. Because that's just a transaction. That's not real. Should you then say, is it profitable or a loss? No. Really, there's nothing called profit or loss. But from the world perspective, there is profit and loss. So then what happens? You are playing like a drama. You're just playing the role. What you're supposed to do, you're supposed to do. So let's say in the office, somebody doesn't understand anything. You have to put him in on PIP, that is performance improvement plan. Just put it on performance. You're not taking it personally. You're not taking him, I will teach him a lesson. No, you don't have to teach anyone any lesson. Like there are 20 children in the school. I'm the teacher. Now 20 children will act in 20 different ways. But there is rules and regulation. There is how you should do behavior, etc., etc. So that when the children are not behaving, as a teacher, I'm supposed to harsh with someone, be very soft with another one, convincing another one, like that. Or I need to give some chocolate to another one, saying that, hey, you do it, I'll give you this. That's a language they understand. So you have to use that language because that is Lokiya. Now, in the Lokiya, you cannot create a Lokuttara, meaning I will just withdraw everything. No, that's not possible. Because the Kampana has happened. If you do that, a Kampana has happened. That means the mind has, instead of getting stilled, is now shaken. So it shouldn't be shaken. And now when it is shaken, I get into this remorse feeling, which is a hindrance. Kukkucha. And I start feeling very upset about it, which is Udacha. So then the whole thing, all the 5 hindrances will come.
Oh.
So can I play this? Can I play this drama very well? If yes, because it's scripted anyway. No real thing there. As an employee, it's a script, right? Just think, it's a script. You are not an employee, but being given an employee card. Okay, fair. If you were to quit, what happens? Will the company close down? No. Will you die by quitting that company? No. So, are you not playing the role of an employee when there is no employee per se? Been given. And only the badge will say you are an employee, but there's no way other than the badge or a swipe card you can ever say you're an employee. Because the photograph what they put, and today the photographs are different. How you look today and how the photograph is different. Forget that. The designation is a designation. It's just a title, but you are not that title anyway. So let's say senior engineer. Okay, but when I come to home, am I still a senior engineer? Am I really doing any senior engineering job there? And tomorrow they tell that I am a project manager. So will I come home and say I am a project manager now? And tell my children that, you know what, from today onwards, you are not supposed to tell me dad. You are supposed to call me project manager. No. Why that? I get a job in the US or whichever country. Let's take US as an example. Get a job in the US. So after a few years, I get a green card. And after a few years, my citizenship is now changed from Indian to American. Just think, if I were to think, have I changed in any way whatsoever, except for paper? So in the case of Aryu, from a Chinese, he became an American, and from me, an Indian, becoming an American. Since nothing is happening, I can change. So tomorrow they give me this document and ask me to sign. I am a citizen of America. Sign. Passport is changed. But did they change me? No. So when I can become an Indian and an American at the same time, which is Lokiya Dhamma, why should I get upset at anything and create 10 immoral deeds? Because they are not true anyway, in whichever sense they are not true. So basically, if I know the Lokiya Dhamma, the Lokuttara automatically happens. If I try my best to understand Lokuttara Dhamma, it's going to be really stressful. Because then I have to read so many suttas and understand this, understand that, Pali, this, that. So much of confusion now. All that I want to understand is it real or unreal? All what it is. And Lokiya Dhamma is unreal. Nibbana is real because there is no modification, there is no sankata, conditioning. Lokiya Dhamma is conditioned or not? 100% conditioned. I am working in an organization to get promoted. This is Lokiya Dhamma. Profit, fame, appreciation gives me sukha. None of these are true. So if I were to do that, so that's the reason we also say, what's your name? You just see this fun. I don't say I am so and so. I say my name is. So who am I? It's just a name. Look here. And they say, give me your first name. Huh? Give me my first name. What do you mean, my first name? Whatever you have been named. So in the passport application, the first name, given name, first name, whatever. Middle name, last name. Why so much confusion? Because that is Lokiya. Same name can be by with so many people. So for that reason, you require biometrics because same name will be there. Now, if you have same name, how do you differentiate between this person, that person? Through biometrics, because the fingerprint are different. Oh, again, Lokiya. But the person is person. No, but he is different and that is different. Oh, okay, good. Because Lokiya. Lokuttara. There is no difference. It's only consciousness. There's nothing there. To understand Lokuttara, better I put my energy in understanding Lokiya. Then the problem solved. So when I did that, within half an hour I was in Nibbana. I was explaining it to Bhim Reddy, but for my personal experience was there's nothing there. Yes, Ravindra, go ahead.
Sir, means observing precepts is Lokiya and benefit of that is Lokuttara.
Yes, benefit of that is Lokuttara.
So we will understand better Lokuttara when we observe precepts.
Yes, because what happens? Sila will give rise to Samadhi.
Right.
And Samadhi gives rise to Panya.
Right.
My question was why?
Okay.
And nobody asked this question. Why I should do in this way? And then the answer came because it is Lokiya.
Right. To understand Lokuttara, we should be in state of Lokuttara. That is stillness of mind or Samadhi.
Yes. For that, I need to understand what is Loka itself. Loka is the six senses. Okay, good. Now, what happens in the six senses? In all the senses, we define it by these 8 Lokiya Dhamma. Sight should be profitable, sound should be profitable, taste should be profitable, touch should be profitable, smell should be profitable, thought should be profitable. So, unless I see profit, my mind is shaking because it doesn't want to undergo loss. But what if I don't have profit and loss itself? immediately you are in Lokuttara.
Yes.
Just think, it's most easiest to implement if we know the Loka. In Pursuit of Happiness, the movie which was come, has all these four. That guy, Will Smith, he is looking at profit, he gets a name, but he gets a lot of blames. But he doesn't want blame, he wants appreciation because he is losing happiness in pursuit of happiness.
So this will be better understanding to observe precepts or go for samadhi. If you understand in this way,
Yes,
it is very easy
it's very easy because you know the 10 immoral deeds why you are doing.
why you are doing this.
The question is why. It's not that what you should do. What you should do, we've been reading. The mind is not able to do that. Right? I should know what I should do to get that. First, for that, I need to know the why.
Right.
Why I should do.
You talked about the 5 types of prana.
5 pranas, right? There also there in the when he talks about the Vayu. Vayu, he says the Uddangama Vata, Adhogama Vata. Like that, you have 5 prana or pana. So one is Asapassa, is a pana. Then you have Adhogama, Uddangama, Adhogama, that is going up and going down. Both are prana. So when we look at the prana means life source. Prana also means what is there in the, when we call it as oxygenated or whatever. So it is about the energy or life which is there in the breath and which is circulating also. So all the 6 senses are held by pana or prana. So by observing breath, what are you doing is that you are making the prana not go anywhere to the sense object. See, the anger comes to me because the pana has gone out. I'm getting exhausted. I want something and that's not coming to me. Let's say I want to steal. The reason why I want to steal is that I think by getting that, my happiness is there. Because I'm seeing it as profitable. I'm seeing it as, I get some name and fame and all that. The reason I'm trying to steal. And I don't even know it is called stealing because for me it is happiness. And that which gives me happiness, I will do anything to get happiness, right? Ultimate aim. Lokuttara happiness is Nibbana. Lokiya is what? Getting the thing you want at that point in time. So if I know this duality, that if you seek for profit, you have to be ready for loss. If you are seeking for fame, you should be ready for defame. If you are seeking for appreciation, you should be ready for blame. And if you are seeking for happiness, you should be ready for unhappiness. It opens up that all my dasa akusala, I am doing it only for this purpose. So now I'll move it to kusala, moral. And then I'll drop the moral also. So first I'll change from immoral to moral. And in the end, remove the moral also, because moral will give me rebirth. Immoral also gives me rebirth. Idea is not to have rebirth. So I have to drop the entire Lokiya Dhamma so that you are on the middle path. Neither taking profit nor loss. You are just observing. There's nothing called as profit. There's nothing called as loss. Only when you conceptualize something, profit comes into picture. If you don't conceptualize, there is no profit. Like, somebody has, like I was giving example of $1 million. Unless that $1 million is conceptualized and said with the value, this is the value of your $1 million, and then raga or dvesha will come. What if that papancha sanya sankha itself is not there? That is proliferation of this 1 million itself is not there. You have 1 million, you have 1 million, that's it. It doesn't matter what you're going to do with that. So then what happens? There is instantaneously you will have Nibbana. Because the concept of 1 million is not there. Only when you have conceptualization of 1 million, then the raga will start. In the same way, if there is conceptualization of wife, then the attachment to the wife starts. If there is no conceptualization of the wife, then there is nothing getting attached to it. Because you never had a wife, or even I didn't have a wife, or nobody has their wives. Nobody has a husband. Nobody has a child. It's a conceptualization. In the Lokiya, you need to have concept. So that everybody follows the same thing. And since everybody follows the same thing, it looks standard now. Wife means he has to do this. Husband means he has to do that. Children means they have to do like this. A citizen of a country means he has to do like this. An employee means he has to do like this. Like that. So we have to keep on defining. The more we define it, the more we create roles and responsibilities, the more we conceptualize it. And then only you can say something to someone. But it is created one. Sankhara. Is prepared. It's not real. Sabba sankhara samatho. You see, you penetrate through this and you will see that it's just created. It's really not there. See, I can call somebody employee, and I can call, if he's going to a factory, I can call him as a factory worker. But what's the difference between an employee and a worker? They both mean the same. But as far as factory act goes, it is one. As long as a corporate goes, it is another one. Yes, Navindra.
Sir, immoral will drop. That is true. Because of fear, we can let go it. But what about moral?
Moral will also go, because if you have seen the Salayatana Vibhanga Sutta, you will see that Nekhamma Upekha will start.
Okay.
Equanimity is leaving both of them.
Oh, right.
So it will automatically go.
You have to do something for that, or automatically?
Once you are in moral, you will start, your samadhi will become stronger and stronger and stronger.
Right.
And your Dhamma keeps on increasing. So when the Dhamma increases, then you are a Sotapanna.
Sure.
You have arrived by listening to the Dhamma, Sotapanna. Then you get into Sakadagami, meaning that you have destroyed or removed the Kamachanda and Vyapada to a level that you are no longer, the Chitta cannot establish itself in a proper Kamachanda and Vyapada. Then when you start working on that, you get to a stage when there is no sensuality itself.
Because there is no object to stick on.
Yes, there is no object to establish. I'm taking an object, possessing that object, right? That
right.
Possession is itself not there.
Yes.
Completely. Upadhi. Sabbupadi pati nisaggo. Tanhakhayo virago nirodho nibbana. So at the Sotapanna level, the person has experienced Nibbana a little bit. At an Anagami level, he can be Nibbana all the time, as much as he wants. But he will again come back to Lokiya. Whereas in the Arhat, he has completely eradicated Lokiya. He now can do a good drama with whomever he meets. So we can easily do it. Yes, sir. You.
I was just thinking, like initially when you drop a kusala, the kusala become very joyful to do, right?
Exactly.
But once you get into samadhi, then even the kusala become like dukkha.
Yes, absolutely. So the basic aim is first cut the establishing of consciousness in the apayas, the first step. So I have done the first step. Now the second step. Second step is what? Second step is to move away from the kusala also. So the apayas are gone. Now with the punya phala you would come on the top. That also you are trying to eliminate. So that no existence in any realm of any of the realms.
Yes.
What we have Lokiya here, the Lokiya Dhamma will be there everywhere in their own context. If you see the behavior of animals, they have their own Lokiya. Whatever they have Lokiya, they will be having. If you look at insects, they know how to do, how to construct, what to do, what to eat, what not to eat, etc. etc. So they know. The Deva and the Brahma like that, they will have their own Lokiya. So the conceptualization is there in every realm of existence.
Can we call it instinct as a Lokiya?
Instinct is part of Lokiya. It's itself not Lokiya. It's a part of Lokiya. Lokiya means how you are defined, how you are said, what you are said. See example. Let's take two examples. What's the difference between San Francisco where or Los Altos is where Ariu is staying and Mumbai where you are staying? What's the difference? And what's the similarity?
Similarity, both are places. Difference, distance between them.
No. And see now Ariu will say it is a county. And you would say there is nothing called as county in India. Mumbai comes under Maharashtra state, capital. So you are staying in the capital. So what is California's capital? Maybe we'll ask Ariu.
Sacramento.
See. Los Angeles is not a capital. We have heard about Los Angeles. It is there in California. That's not a okay. San Francisco is also not the capital. So what you can say, I'm staying in a capital and you are not staying in a capital. So capital is a concept or is real?
It is a concept.
The concept. Will you fight or will you not fight with concept? Yes.
In fact, it's pretty funny. In Palo Alto is where a lot of the company and money are, right? So some people call it the center of the universe.
Correct. So we can call whatever, right? So we can call, we can nominate, we can distinguish, we can designate, we can pinpoint, we can symbolize. All of that is Lokiya. So now you tell me, Ravindra, staying in San Francisco is better or staying in Mumbai is better?
Obviously, Mumbai is better.
Okay, you are the first person who is saying that. Otherwise, that person would say staying in San Francisco is better with a lot of money and blah blah blah. Okay. Now, how did you come to an opinion that staying in Mumbai is better?
Because what I have experienced here, that is my experience. I never had been to San Francisco. How can I say?
Now if you were in San Francisco
Yes.
for 6 months
Okay.
and you come back to Mumbai, you start
Yes.
hating Mumbai.
Right. That may be true.
Why? Because too much of population, too much of traffic, too much of pollution, too much of this, too much of that, and say, when I was in San Francisco. So what happened here is the Lokiya Dhamma makes you to compare. First thing.
Right.
Makes you to have an experience, even though there is nothing to experience.
Yes.
Can you experience Mumbai?
No.
No. Can he experience San Francisco or Los Altos or whatever, wherever he is staying? No. Because the moment he comes out of his home, where is Los Altos? There's only road, agreed. But can he see Los Altos there?
No.
When we come out of your place in Mumbai, wherever you are staying, it's just a designation, a placeholder.
Yes.
But when you come out of your home, where is Mumbai? Then you start saying, no, I'm in Juinagar, I'm in this place, I'm that place. But so then we are going to change the question. Where in Mumbai do you stay? So then he
Right.
gives an answer, I stay here. Oh, okay. But it's a board, what he's seeing. In reality, is he staying there? No, it's conceptualized. So the fight is on the concept. The Kalaha Vivada is on the concept because of sanya, perception. Yes, Sari.
Yeah, in fact, because I moved out of my house, I moved across the street now. So across the street is no longer Los Altos, it's called Mountain View.
Yeah, it's
Now, when
mountain.
you're saying Los Altos, I was thinking, it's actually mountain. It is actually just across the street. But I was thinking,
Yeah. So now if I were to ask Ariu, whenever I go to his home, where were you staying? He's going to show his old home. Now he's gone across the street, and that is called Mountain View, California. Do they have a mountain there on the view? A mountain is a mountain. But Mountain View, California. That means say that there's no other mountain except in California. Hey, come on, we just put a name there. Okay. For what? For identification. So the profit, loss, name and fame, like that, is only for identification, not in real.
Yes. Yes.
So, if you work out on Lokiya, Lokuttara automatically happens. If you work out on Lokuttara, sitting in Loka, it's never going to be happening. Because I'm putting effort. The moment I put effort, because in the Loka, I'm not putting any effort, right? Am I putting any effort to make it as California? No, I'm just accepting this as California. See, from there I'm going to go. I'm going to go to Seattle. They call it as Portland, not Portland. Sorry, Seattle. Seattle is Washington State, okay, and beyond that is this Portland. Okay. So now, where are you going? If somebody asks me, I have to tell him something. It's not real, but I have to tell him something, and that something is whatever it has been named. In fact, San Diego and all this San and all that is a Mexican name. It's not an American name, to be honest. Like, they write it San, Jose. If it is normal Indian, he'll say San Jose. And how can it become San Jose? Because the J is not there, it is O. San Jose. Okay, so now if somebody in Europe has Jonas, Jonas, he's called Jonas because there's no J there.
Yes.
So are we Spanish then? So you see this fun. Mexicans speak Spanish.
Yes.
So now they have put Spanish names. So now you have to say the way a Spain guy would say. Right, which is Lokiya. Otherwise, he will feel sad, or he will feel hurt. Oh, you're naming me Jonas. My name is not Jonas. I am Jonas. Like yesterday, I was talking to one of my colleagues. He's not saying January. He's saying Annuary.
And
He dropped J itself. Wherever J came, he dropped it off. Annuary. What's Annuary? January. No. Annuary. Now Lokiya Dhamma has all of this. So it will be fun. It will be most hilarious, most what we can say, comedy in the tragedy. Basically, what doesn't exist, we make it. and we cry over it. My wife died. How? When? How? What happened? But actually, there was no wife to die. The consciousness departed from the body. That is the only fact. But we have made it into a big thing. I had a wife and she died. So when did you buy the wife? Hey, don't say like that. I married. But didn't you buy her? No, I'm telling you, don't use those words. I didn't buy. But boss, you have created a contract between a wife and a husband. Because when you want to divorce, you're going to court. That means you bought something, right? You bought a service. And now you have to go through the court proceedings and you didn't buy it. Then why you should get registered in the court that you got married? Just think. Yes, I didn't buy. Agreed. But she's mine. So for that, I need to have a registration. Yes or no? If you register, you have to now deregister. For registering, you have spent money. Now for deregistering, you have to spend money. For registering, you have spent time. You have to again, for deregistering, you have to spend time. In fact, from the beginning, you never had a wife. So you just registered on a paper that I have a wife, and now you deregistered on a paper, I don't have a wife. Correct? Isn't it comedy? Comical. It never was there. Now you created on the paper. I solemnly agree to marry this woman as my wife, blah, blah, all that. And they witness, signed. So didn't I buy the wife? Again, I'm telling you, don't use those words. I didn't buy. Yeah, I married. But that doesn't change the equation. We are in a contract. So party A has to deliver something to party B, failing which party B can go to the court. And party B has to get something from party A, otherwise party A will go to the court. Isn't it or not?
Yes.
So then when did you have a wife? You had a contractor, a supplier, who is supplying something to you in return for something, right? Now same thing with my children. They can go to court, right? They can go to court saying that my father is not giving me any property. They can go to court. I can go to court. My son is not treating me well. So nobody is married and nobody has a children. Nobody has anyone. It's only on the paper you have something, which is Lokiya Dhamma. So the immoral deeds are all Lokiya. In the Lokuttara, you don't have moral nor immoral. Yes.
Yeah, I really like how you say it's a contractor. Actually, every role is a contractor. I'm
Yes, it is.
starts son as a contractor, and I'm a contractor to him.
Yes.
I have to provide.
So he has certain obligation towards you as a son. You have a certain obligation to be delivered as a father. But it's as a father. It's just like if I am in a software development, I can create these nice roles, or what I can say. As a father, I would like to have and all that. So I can create a story and see whether the story is getting delivered or not. And that's exactly what we are doing. Nothing more than that. And that I call as a family, which is again a concept. And all coming under Lokiya Dhamma. There's nothing which is out of Lokiya Dhamma. So it's just a hilarious movie for which I am crying. So Arhat is a person who watches the movie without getting attached to the movie.
Right.
A Puttujana is one who thinks the movie is real and he keeps on fighting with the movie. I don't want this scene. I'm telling you, I don't like this scene. Scene is coming. And then some other scene, he loves it. He says, I love this scene. I want this scene, but it goes away. So when that goes away, he cries. When this comes, he cries. In an eventuality, he only cries. A Sotapanna is one who has understood, wait, there's a drama here. But he is caught up in the drama. Yes, Harry.
The Puttujana also really liked the movie, so he signed up for many movies at once.
Yes.
Like 3 sons, the 3 kids, and then he signed up for 10 movies, and he has to work his heart out to make that meet.
The movie doesn't end. One movie ends, another movie begins, another movie begins. So after the first child has got a job, the second job, the second son, he is working towards it, and he gets a job, and the third one, like that. Ultimately, all of them leave him and go away. Now he is all alone in this world, trying to think about what I should do now. Actually, he never had a family. In fact, there's one in the Udana. Somebody comes and says to an Arhat, I have a family, I have wife, I have son, I have a family, I have money, etc. etc. So then the Arhat says, are you sure you have all of that? And he makes it like an Udana, a heartfelt saying. You have wife, you have son, you have family, but you yourself is not there. How can you ever have a wife and a son when you yourself is not there? Joyous utterance. And that guy will go away. He thinks this guy has gone mad. Now the question comes, the Lokuttara person sees the world as mad, and the Lokiya person will see the Lokuttara as bad. Because he can't understand what is he saying. So then what the Lokuttara person should do is what Buddha did. He used to interact with everyone, but not get attached to anything. Because it makes no sense.
Okay.
So this was my insight on how to help somebody to get the experience of Dhamma. Because he is working out a lot. He is not getting it. Thinking, now I get it. Why? It worked.
Great, sir.
Yes, are you?
Yeah. I had a slightly irrelevant question. But earlier when you were saying when you remove the Lokiya, you get the Lokuttara, right? So I was thinking, and then you're also saying when there's a Sila, there's Samadhi, and there's, and all that. So I was thinking in the 7 factors of the Satapujana. Yeah. When you get Samadhi, you have Upekkha follows. But to me, it's also that having the attitude of Upekkha gives you Samadhi. So I felt like they're somewhat circular. I don't know.
It would be always circular argument. Even Sila, Samadhi, Panya is again circular.
Okay. So these two are also circular.
Yeah, it's always circular. So it need not be going through, I establish Sila, then the Samadhi, then the Panya. As much as Sila, so much is Samadhi, so much. And as much as Panya, so much is the Sila and so much of Samadhi and the Panya. So it keeps on, it's like a merry-go-round, right? So you keep on going and round and round and round and round till everything is vomited, meaning the entire loka is gone. The whole idea of existence is what? Creating a loka.
Right.
You create a world of your own. What is Lokuttara? Cutting that world, which is conceptual.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because in meditation you would experience sometime when you get into a peaceful state and you feel like you don't want anything. But sometime you feel like, let me drop these things, then you get into a peaceful state.
Right,
so
right.
Yeah.
So it always works that way only. Circular, samsara is also circular. Right? Nissarana. So don't get confused. Nissarana is a state when you are not in the loka. The whirling around in the is a samsara. You are sitting in a bank and watching everybody going in a merry-go-round, or let's take this. I go to Disney World. I buy the ticket, but I don't take the ride. Now people are screaming. It's hilarious. Why? What is there to scream? If you are sitting outside, you can watch people scream. What if you are on that ride itself? Can you scream? Yes, you would. And that is samsara. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I think, like you said, I think both are kind of you can say like a whirlpool, right? Both are kind of like a attraction. The worldly is a source of attraction. Let's say it's the sun, and when you rotate, when you get sensual pleasure, you get more into sensual pleasure, and you get work harder and harder sucked into samsara. But when you get into this samadhi and upekka, this circle, you get further and further sucked into nibbana because you're cooling down in a circular
Yes.
ways.
So
It depends on which side you fall under.
exactly.
If you fall more this way, you start going this way.
Yeah. So now the nibbana is that you are not bound by anything. You're not conditioned. Like, I take a roller coaster ride. Biggest roller coaster ever. Let's say I go to Los Angeles and then the Disney World and then the ride. Recently, they have also one bigger one in Florida. And I want to measure between this roller coaster ride and that roller coaster. So I am anxious. I am eager to have an experience of the roller coaster ride. But if I'm a smart Dhamma person, I would know that roller coaster is created. It's not real. So does it matter whether Disney World in Florida and Disney World in Los Angeles, however big it is, it doesn't make sense. Because there's nothing called roller coaster. The name given to something which really did not exist. So what got established in me? The samadhi. What came as samadhi? Wisdom. That Los Angeles or in Florida, roller coaster is just a name. There's no real roller coaster out there. So the experience I'm going to get is nothing. People will sit tight and they get scared and they scream. Other than that, nothing else is happening. Whether I'm taking it in Bangalore or I'm taking it in Los Angeles, I'm taking it in Florida. That's all what is going to happen. And after 5-10 minutes, they ask me to get out of the roller coaster. Again, I have to buy another ticket. See, now it becomes circular. I buy another ticket. Again, sit in the roller coaster. Again, in 10 minutes, it gets me down. To get that experience, again, I have to buy. But this time, no experience. What I do? I hate now roller coaster rides. I'll go for bungee jumping because I have never done that in my life. Where I should do bungee jumping? I'll say I go to Amazon forest, Brazil. From the top, I'll jump down. Okay, once I did it. Next time I did it. Third time, no much interest. But now I will say that I will take a flight and do the parasailing, paragliding, all that fun thing. It means to get that excitement, which is lokiya, you have to keep on doing same thing or a different thing, same thing or a different thing. In food, in sight, in sound, in taste. Now you come to lokuttara. Giving up is nibbana. Just giving up. Nothing else you need to do. Meaning, I go to Los Angeles. Sila is there. What Sila? I don't have panatipata, that adinna dana, kameshami. What it does is that it makes me penetrate into the lokiya dhamma. So now that my samadhi is established, so I know that there is nothing called Los Angeles. Forget about that roller coaster. Now when somebody says, Vilas, we are going to world's biggest, come to be lucky enough to be here. You're coming into the Disney world. Just for sake of it, other my friend will feel unhappy. He'll say, yeah, what do you say? But there is no roller coaster, there's nothing, no Disney world. Just come inside, people are crazy, I'm just watching their craziness. Right? And my friend asked me, Vilas, I and you will go on this roller coaster ride. What do you say? After much of reluctance, I say, okay, we'll go. So they tighten me like this. But I am feeling amused by that. Because in 10 minutes time, I'm down. So goes here, there, and my friend sitting next to me is going like this and all that. And then when she comes down, he says, oh gosh, you know what happened? Yeah, we sat in the roller coaster. Come on, you're so dry. Such an exciting. You saw the turn when it turns like this and when it moves like this. But nothing moved in me, to be honest. Then he says, next year Vilas will again go here. Okay. So the Kama Chanda has been removed. So this guy is an anagami because he is not moved by that. So there's nothing called Vyapada. See, the Vyapada will come only if Kama Chanda. That means if I have an opinion on this roller coaster and I start comparing this with Florida, and then my friend says, I never went to Florida. And I say, hey, you idiot, I'm telling you, you should do this roller coaster in Florida. He says, I don't have money. And I say, hey, you know what? Let's drive to Florida, Los Angeles. It's a huge distance like this. So we drive in 5 days, Florida. Then what happens? Same roller coaster at the same company, Disney World. This is longer. Then my friend says, not much excited. Why? Because the dangers are less. Here it is slightly straight. I wanted something which is adventurous. I want it to go like this and go down and inside the water, inside a cave and all that. Didn't have. Hey, idiot, I'm telling you, it's a very long. I don't like long things. I want short but exciting. Now, is it right on my part to fight with him and proving that Florida is better than Los Angeles? And I know very well Florida also is one name and one game. Los Angeles also is one name, one game. I say, yeah, you win. Ah, you're right. That cool him off. And he feels happy. And another reason I need to do that because I'm staying at his home. Otherwise, he'll feel even more bad that this guy staying at my home, eating my food, and saying that Florida is better than Los Angeles. Tell him that. Beautiful. This is Lokiya Dhamma. Puttasa Loka Dhammehi. So this Lokiya Dhamma has caught me. Chittam Yasya na Kampati. Mind is not Asokam Virajam Ki. No soka. There's nothing to be sorrow about. What is there to be sorrowful? Then you know this is just a concept. Then you are released. At the very moment you are released, Asokam Virajam Ki. So I had a beautiful experience with Beam Ready. Unfortunately, we're speaking in Hindi, so I would have recorded that day itself.
Do you think it has helped him to see it in a different way?
No, he's struggling, so today also he just called up and we're going to meet up tomorrow. I want him to gain something. Just like Aryu, I always keep on thinking. Now I have another person whom I keep on thinking what way I can.
I hope he gains.
Yeah, I can only hope he had a good experience. And it became very easy for me now. More easier than how I used to work out. I just have to see the Loka Dhamma, and moment I see that, it brings in kind of hilarious or a kind of comedy kind of thing. If it doesn't exist, you're doing something about it, trying to retain it, trying to do this, trying to do that. Nothing is really there.
You become a good comedian person once you become arhat. You
Yeah.
can joke normal people are being
So
ridiculous.
slowly I'm seeing I'm moving closer to Arahat. What I can now sense.
Sadhu,
The
sadhu.
amount of penetration I had when you all met, now the level of penetration is huge. So that staying with all of you also has helped. Did that retreat really helped me also, especially with my medical conditions being there. So it brought in everything at once.
And so between the retreat and your previous Vipassana retreat and this retreat and the medical condition, a lot of defilements are removed.
It brought out those defilements. That's very
And
nice.
our arguments as well.
And yeah, that was the turner. That was the turning point for me. To be honest, I really loved you for that, because it literally shook me off from every direction. Now what will I reply? So the most unforgettable moment was on 6th of January and on 7th when we went to the airport. But it was very good for me. I really loved you a lot, not because you've been there with me for this long, for shaking me up. Good.
I was also shaken, so it's good for me too.
Yeah. And there we don't have to compare how much were you shaken and how much I was. That becomes a Lokiya Dhamma. It's good that way. I think we need to keep on meeting, interacting. Meaning we should stay together, then only we'll understand what is happening. And if we spend time together, then there is no pretension, right? It comes out.
Yeah, I feel like that as you practice Dhamma, you become more, let's say, at peace as a baseline. But if nothing shakes you up, you become kind of stabilized. There's nothing that comes up, right? But if you meet someone, they're shaking to help stabilize them, you also shake a little bit. The more challenge you have, the more stability you have, it's almost like the more challenge you need to have. Because otherwise you're not shaken. If you're not shaken,
Exactly. So that is what I liked that day. Our discussion went elsewhere, and that created many good things rather than bad things.
That's why Lord Buddha also encouraged to go for Pindapata,
Yeah,
go to village, see their conditions, and they will also benefit, you will also benefit.
correct.
that's why he promoted walking around, traveling, and all that. Not just staying in a temple forever. Because
Yes,
there's
Yes,
shake up.
yes.
because you need that to shake you up completely.
Yes.
Or somebody will blame you. Now you see what happens. Lokiya Dhamma, blame is going to be there. Now you see what happens. Somebody blames you for something you didn't even do it.
Yes.
Now you see that. Because Lokiya Dhamma. Uttasa loka dhammehi chittam yasya na kampati. You just see whether the chitta is getting shaken up or not. And the moment it is shaken, soka is going to come, sorrow is going to come. Sorrow, lamentation, grief, all the three will come. Soka, parideva, dukkha, do manasa, upayasa, sambhavanti. It comes as a package. See, today, from yesterday, rather from the last, I think yesterday, I'm on a therapy now on Ayurveda. So now they have cut out all kind of food things for me, except what they prepare and give it to me. Right? It's fun to watch what happens when your taste. I have no problem, but the name, what it is called, is not the name what they are calling now. So the food stuff is different. So now what happens? Either you try to force yourself to like it, otherwise you can see it is disliking, distaste. So fight will start, because as soon as a concept is given, it should create a shaky nature. What if I come out of that? There's nothing. The very moment you are in Nibbana. Okay, so shall we end?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. See you again next time. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.
Okay,
Bye bye.
bye-bye.
Thank you.